Welcome back to TAMBBAAAAY TV. I am Pael Fajardo.
Ali Pete.
And we are doing a review of Spider-Man Far From Home. Brother.
I enjoyed the movie. I was excited to see the movie. This is sort of the end of phase 3.
Yes,
going
the
into
last
the last movie of phase 3. And of course, really the first movie after Endgame. The only movie after Endgame. So a lot of us were curious.
The only Marvel movie this year.
This year.
Right?
So far.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Nothing. There's nothing, bro. We got 0.
Something to look forward to.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Oh man, coming into this, everyone knows that I did not like it. Endgame. If you want to see my reaction to that, go back to the video. We did a video about that. I didn't like it. So coming into it, I was ready to be disappointed. I wasn't excited. We have this thing when we go into the movie, we ask each other, me and the boys, we call it a pre-rating, like how excited you are in the movie. So before even watching it, you have a rating. My pre-rating was fucking 7.7, 6.57. That's how low my expectations were. But and spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
From here on out, I ended up giving up a fucking 9.5.
Good.
Oh man, I loved it.
Wow.
Crazy. I loved every inch. I was surprised with everything that they threw at us.
Every angle.
At first, it was rubbed in my face a bit much when the Avengers are dead, especially with that Whitney Houston opening. It was funny. They try to make it, like lighthearted and shit.
Yeah.
With all their faces, and you're like, okay, we're still rubbing off on Endgame success because it did. It was a successful.
I'll tell you what. The more and more I watched Endgame, the more and more I fell in love with it.
Really?
Yes. I watched more after our video about our review of the movie. I watched it probably about 2 more times. I can't stop watching the Endgame battle scene, the final battle scene.
Is it the same as Infinity War? No, that's what I feel every time I watch it.
I thought it was epic.
Oh, really?
But anyway, going back to Spider-Man, how I felt about Far From Home, the intro. I was kind of like, what the fuck? What's going?
We're doing this.
They went into, they're in high school. And then you had these 2 high school kids as reporters.
Yeah, putting you up to speed.
Up to speed.
What's happening?
What was cool is the young generation, the millennial generation, called it the blip.
Yeah.
When half the universe, half the population of the universe disappeared, right? And so it's funny because you saw people playing basketball, you saw cheerleaders just literally just dissipated, just disintegrated, and then they came back. And what was funny about that was that you had an older sibling disappear or disintegrate, turn to dust. He comes back. His younger sibling is older than he is. And I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, it's like that was well thought out. I didn't even think about that. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
And I love how it started answering questions from Endgame.
Yes.
Because in Endgame, like, what? One of the things with Endgame was like, what? Huh? 5 years? Why? Why did you decide 5 years? That was one of my questions. So when they do it here with that sibling thing and with the reporters, putting up to speed, you're like, ah, damn. Okay, now it makes sense. Yeah. Now it makes sense. Get into Mysterio. So we get into the big bad.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Right. First off, props to Spider-Man, to the writing team of Sony for fucking all of the trailers. They don't give a hint that he's a bad guy. But everyone knows he's a bad guy, but they don't give a hint.
Confused the hell out of me.
Did you know?
I was like, what the hell's going on here? I got confused because was it the multiverse?
Yeah, and
it was mentioned. I'm like, what? So I got a little confused, and I thought that if there's anyone that can detect a bad guy, it would be Nick Fury. So they really
right?
Yeah,
that was pretty
cool the way they did that. Yeah,
and I loved how in the start you're like, even I think up to halfway into the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal was playing the new hero, the new Iron, right? And I want to point out a scene that I really loved, especially in that when they're in the rooftop and then Mysterio flies up. And he sits down beside Peter and he gives him like a kuya talk, a big brother talk. I was like, damn, he's really convinced. I know he's a bad guy, but that is a grade A acting he's putting on, man.
All I kept thinking about was what you said, because I had asked about Mysterio, because I wasn't too familiar. I've seen him in the comic books, I've seen him in the cartoons, but I never really paid attention to him as a villain. And I just wasn't, to me, he wasn't one of the more popular Spider-Man villains. He was one of the most popular Spider-Man villains, but I'm always thinking about the Green Goblin. I'm always thinking about those guys. But in the back of my mind, I kept remembering what you said. He's a trickster.
Yeah.
You know,
Quentin Beck has always been a trickster.
Deceiving. So I just kept that in the back of my mind, and then boom.
And then fucking.
And the way he transformed. This is why I love Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Right.
Because when he
gave him Edith.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, he's like, I'm back. I'm like, whoa, he just flipped.
Yeah, he just flipped.
He just flipped into like
it was a great job.
Bad guy.
Great job. Yeah.
You know what I couldn't help thinking when I was thinking about his performance? I remembered Heath and how he did his acting with Joe and his flip up, I'm not a good guy, I'm the bad guy. Jake does it in the movie.
Yeah.
He does his stereotypical, hi, I'm a good guy, Jake. I'm your big bro, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Tony Stark. And I love how it explains that he has henchmen. His henchmen are all disgruntled employees.
Yes.
And drawing back to the tangent with the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, for me, the only weak part of Joker was like, hey, your goons are mine. That makes no sense. It's a weak point for me. But here it's explained. It even throws back an Easter egg to the first Iron Man, and the disgruntled Tony Stark built this in a cave, and then you zoom in like, I never even noticed that motherfucker.
Never did. Yeah. When you saw him, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that. I remember that conversation, even though that was like 10 years ago. But it was just really brilliant to me the way they put it all together, and to create this villain and to hide him the way they hit him.
Right, they hit him.
They really did a good job. They had me. I was like thinking, so I mean, if Mystique could be a goddamn action, this might be and honestly, like I was like I don't mind Jake Gyllenhaal being an Avenger, even though in the comics Mysterio was supposed to be a bad guy. I don't mind this shit. I don't mind it. So he had me fucking fooled, for a long period of time until that part inside the bar.
Oh, that was
really good the way they did it. Yeah.
I remember when he was. Plus, I love how he calls it Edith, even in Dead, I'm the hero. That's why it's called
Those are some kick-ass glasses.
Yeah. So you think Edith is cool? You think Edith is cool? Terminate. But where did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I started at Ayala the 30th.
30th.
My girl and I went to go see it. We're huge Marvel fans. We're huge Star Wars fans.
Did it open on a Thursday? It did, right? Thursday was it? Or was it Wednesday?
I want to say Wednesday. We ended up seeing it on Thursday.
Me too. We ended up seeing it on Thursday in IMAX in SM Aura, which is the only IMAX. It's the screen is a bit smaller, but it's Atmos. Dude, the movie was so designed for Atmos, and you know how we watched our movies really big and shit. The sounds were like everywhere on the ceiling. Oh my god! My boys were laughing. Look at Pyle, he looks so lost. I'm like, is there someone whispering back there? Because the sounds are like really going around. Oh man, if you guys get a chance, watch it in IMAX, Atmos, and SMR. Fucking amazing experience. What's your take on it not being based in New York? For the first time, cinematically, we have Spider-Man not in New York.
In Europe, right?
In Europe. Spider-Man Euro trip. That's
honestly, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was enjoying the movie so much and I guess it's cool because, shit, like so many superheroes out of New York. You almost think that there might be too many.
That's true.
In New York City, but I mean, I wouldn't have minded either way. But the fact that it makes sense. How many high school kids go to Europe for a class trip? I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, it's been going on for like ever since I was a kid. So it made a lot of sense to me. I just the twists. We're not looking at the traditional MJ.
I was gonna
Which
get there
I think
next.
that's
You read my
really,
mind.
really. I just think it's, you know, for whatever reason it is, I just think it's a good twist. I think it's a good idea with the writers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of her
reminds me of my
Homecoming.
stepdaughter a lot.
Yeah. Shout out to your stepdaughter.
Shout
bro.
out to Isha.
Isha. When I saw her in Homecoming, I was like, no, not my MJ. But then after watching Greatest Showman, which she's amazing at, Zendaya,
Okay.
she kind of grew on me, and especially with the role that she was given here. Oh, can I just point out that that's why one of the reasons why this movie is such a big relief for me is that this year, and it's been my complaint the whole year. I've been, you know where I'm going with this. It's all girl power shit. All the men are always idiots, and all the women, oh, girl power. All the movies, even Toy Story. I'm not gonna get into that rant, but I just want to say that it's a good, refreshing feeling. At least, hey, superheroes are what they're supposed to be. That's what Spider-Man was, right?
Mm-hmm.
One other thing that I want to get to, speaking of Spider-Man and Tom Holland playing him, the physicality he also got really well. Remember in the start, he was Spider-Man without the suit. He was doing all the moves, all the swings. It was all him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, damn, that's the kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid,
Yeah.
man.
You know, on top of
Love it.
everything else, what is he? Is he Australian or is he British?
He's British.
He's British, and he
British.
has that British accent.
Yeah,
very,
knock
very
that
well,
down.
yeah. I remember going back and seeing some of the audition tapes of Tom Holland, and then his audition with Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
And it was a scene where they first meet in the Civil War. They're fighting. He's like, "Where are you from?" Queens. I'm like, "Yeah,
Brooklyn."
And Brooklyn. And then just that whole sequence of them rehearsing or going over the script. They're in their regular clothes. They're not in costume, and you just see the smile on Chris Evans' face. And after the director, whoever says cut, Chris Evans is like, "That was good. That was good." And they hug.
Like, look that up. Look that
the
up.
chemistry is what
That's
I'm
on
talking
YouTube.
about.
That's
on
look
YouTube.
that
Yeah.
Comparing Aunt May's. Aunt May
During
from,
Aunt May,
from the
I'm gonna
others
go with
and
Marissa
this one.
Tomei, because Marissa Tomei is fucking hot. I've had a crush on her since 1988.
Only You. That's it, right? Only You and Heart and Souls with Downey. Was it?
I noticed her
That's
in
where I noticed her.
this production where it was like a Bollywood type movie. I don't know if you remember that.
What? Which
where
movie?
they were dancing and everything. I forgot the name of the movie. It was a good movie. It came out like in 2005 or something like that. But I remember her from A Different World, an all-black cast, a sitcom, and I'm like, damn, she's just kind of cute.
What sitcom is that?
It's called A Different World.
Oh,
It's sort of a
Different World,
spin-off
yeah.
from The Cosby Show. But, that was
80s.
way back in the late 80s.
Late 80s.
So that was the first time I noticed her.
But damn, that's why when I saw that, like, they really put everything you want to see in this movie, because we don't get the hot and fiery. Here I am again with my ginger complaint. Mary Jane is not a ginger. MJ is not a ginger. She's not even been called Mary Jane, right? It's just MJ. So we don't know if she's that MJ. But anyway, for the older generation, they give us Marissa Tomei. So you want eye candy? Bam, Marissa Tomei, baby. You're like, oh. Damn. What's your take on her and Happy Hogan getting together?
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Because Jon Favreau is,
I love Jon.
He's got range, man, and I love him when he does comedy, and he's just really good in this film and all the other films prior to that. But I keep thinking about that one movie with where they have this getaway to sort of fix their relationships. It's with Vince Vaughn.
Swingers. Yeah.
No, it wasn't Swingers. It was
Swingers.
they go to this.
The first one.
They go to this island. No, they go to this. Jason Bateman and Kirsten Bell. Him and his wife. His wife is hot, by the way. They were just not feeling each other. Their relationship just wasn't. And all he wanted to do was there's this island for the couples, the adults, and then there's an island for the 20-year-olds. And they were just partying on that other island. He was trying desperately to get on that island to go party. You're talking about a guy in his mid-30s. But anyway, my whole point is Jon Favreau is just awesome. I love it, writing-wise, acting-wise, and he doesn't fail in this movie.
in this movie, he gets my favorite scene. So the whole movie, we get barraged with, oh, Tony Stark, I can't live up to Tony Stark. You know, and in my head, I'm like, fuck this already. He's dead. We get it. But then,
cold-blooded.
I don't know, but I take it back.
Yeah.
After that scene, remember that scene when he picks up Peter in the plane, and Peter's like, where? He just went through this whole fucking visual pipe dream of Mysterio smashing him and all that. So, are you real happy? And he's like, come here, Peter. It's okay, I'm real. And he gives him a hug.
Yeah.
And then in the plane, we get that again. I'm like, Peter, I'm like, you know what? I was ready to get very pissed, and then I can't live up to Tony Stark. This line is what got me the tears and to shut up about my hate about the whole whining. But when Happy says, you know what, Tony Stark even couldn't live. He couldn't live up to Tony Stark.
Second guessed himself so many times.
He couldn't sleep. I was like, I was crying.
But he didn't second guess you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can think about it now. I'm
Yeah.
almost crying because I was like, damn. And then my friends were like, bro, this is so. I'm like, don't bother me. I'm crying. and you know what it felt like? It felt like I was in denial that Tony Stark's dead.
I think we're all in denial.
Right, until that point.
Yeah.
That point was like, oh damn, he really is dead. And you know, he was also just a man and all that. And I was like, damn, I was crying. And then he started making his suit. And as a dude with a 3D printer, when he was 3D printing his suit, I was like, oh my god, I wish I had that. Like, oh my god. And then Happy gave him like a smiling look when he was doing the hand gestures like Tony used to do. Like, oh man.
That was pretty cool.
That was the best scene. I'm a bit teary-eyed right now talking about it, but that was the best scene in the movie. And I was like, and it came from the Fabs, man. Shout out to the Fabs. John Favreau was like fucking awesome. And then he printed out a black and red suit. And if you guys, just to call back to Amazing Fantasy 13, was it? Amazing Fantasy, where his first appearance, it was black and red. So I loved how this is like we're going back. Yeah, so we're going back to Spidey and the roots. So fuck, man, awesome.
It's cool how they really that they really do their research. You know, just to make the character, because there's so many fans out there, and since I've started posting videos, I've realized, you know, just how far I have to go. It's almost impossible to catch, because people out there pay attention to so much detail. That's why it's really important for us. That's why I was so pissed off about Mystique, you know, being an X-Men, because the details, it has to be. Because there's so many fans out there that will notice it right off the bat. You know, as much as you want to change things to make the story a little bit more interesting and sort of deviate from the story, because everyone knows what's going to happen, because all those people read the comic book, change it up a little bit, but still you want to keep its original.
Something. Maintain a little bit of the source,
because a lot of fans appreciate that. So.
In reference to your journey, bro, it's not a matter of catching up. What matters is that you start running. Just want to say that, right? So it doesn't matter. I mean, people will be ahead of the race, but you know, slow and steady wins the race sometimes. Speaking of races, some races come to an end. We're almost at the end of this review, but before we do, I want to get to the end credits. Fuck it.
Well, that was a twist, you know, like you know, the first post-credit scene, I was like, oh fuck, man, Mysterio.
Fuck him up,
man. But then it was like the
Peter Parker.
Yeah.
His name is Peter Parker.
Oh, man. But then
there's another hit.
You quickly forget about that, and then you're thinking about the Skrulls had us fooled. Right.
No, before the Skrulls, after fucking Mysterio says that, we get J.K. Simmons.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he's back. He's back
as fucking J. Jonah, man.
Yeah. A little bit older, but he's back, and that's all that matters. And he's perfect.
Perfect. I think this is the first time outside Alfred in the Batman movies wherein a recurring father figure or enemy figure is repeated. So like, fuck, they got JK back. Awesome, dude.
We love that. It's like you're connecting the Tobey Maguire universe to the universe now. The Far From Home universe, if you will.
Fuck,
I just think that's a great gesture.
And it's awesome how they hid that again. Look, that was not in any article that you know how articles like a special character will be appearing, blah blah blah. This is nothing. So, you know, one of the things that I love when I watch in cinemas is how you can also feel the room.
Yeah.
In that moment, I'm sure it's also the same when you watch. It took them. Everyone is like,
There's a couple. There's a couple right next to us. Right, they were sitting across the aisle, and I could tell that they're told. It looked like the boyfriend was more into the movie than the girlfriend was. But I mean, he was just glued. I heard him gasp. Or not gasp, just go.
Right.
You know? And I was like, I'm right there with you, man. I don't think it'd look right if I went. I'm a big ass motherfucker.
That's so what, bro.
But I'm right there with you, dude. I'm right there with you.
Let's go to the scrolls.
They completely blindsided me.
Let's go to the scrolls. Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious because all this time it was them. What's their names?
Talos.
And the wife.
I don't remember the name. Talos, I remember it's Ben Mendelsohn and the wife. I don't. He's
done a great job with that character.
Yeah.
From Captain Marvel. All this time, it was them.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And then it's really just to get Edith in the hands of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then the camera pans out. You're more in tune with this than I am. The whole wording, the proper wording. But you see the real Nick Fury chilling, looks to be on a beach somewhere, and then of course we realize that's just the hologram. It's not real. He gets up, vacation's over, time to go to work. He's on this spaceship with all these other Skrulls walking around, these green figures walking around, and then he's like, "Where's my shoes?" I mean, it's just hilarious.
You did some research on what that's called, right?
Well,
and you guys tell me if he's making this up.
You talk. Okay, so.
What?
Just some of the research I've done, and again, Phase 4 has so many different ways to go with this. And a lot of people are suggesting that this spaceship that Nick Fury is on, well, just going back to the fake Nick Fury and the fake Maria Hill on planet Earth, talking about this these sleeper cells, which happen to be Kree sleeper cells on planet Earth. And then, what are the Skrulls? Are those Skrulls doing on planet Earth? So a lot of things have happened, obviously, between the time Captain Marvel's movie came out, which was back in the 90s, and up until present time. So I'm sure we're going to find out what happens in the next movies to come. We don't know which movies that's going to be, but a lot of people are talking about SWORD, Sentiment, World, Observation, and Response Department, sort of an extension,
the outer space shield,
headed by Maria Hill in the comic books.
Yes.
Okay, so
where she's green hair.
And yes, and she's fucking hot.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that could have been the spaceship that Nick Fury was on in the post-credit scene. And if that's the case, then there's just so many.
Which is called the what?
Which is called the Peak. Which is my last name. So I mean, this is so. Well, you didn't believe me at first.
I know.
You thought I was just fucking with you because my last name is Peak, but I'm like, no, for real, man. Let's look it up. So we did a little bit of research, the best that we could do, before we made this video. So hopefully it's helpful. But if you guys have any comments about it, if you guys have any more knowledge regarding this or ideas of where this can go, because it could go so many different ways. I mean, we're talking about the galaxy now. We're talking about the rest of the universe, possibly Galactus, Silver Surfer,
please,
Fantastic Four. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Bottom line is the fucking post-credit scene kicked it up a notch. You know? Like,
yeah.
Don't worry, we got you.
I'm so glad they have post-credits.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's become a tradition now. If it's a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, you better sit your ass down. Don't fucking leave. You're not just gonna see one. You gotta see one shortly after the credits roll. And then you gotta wait till the end of that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
This one did not disappoint. This one was like, damn. That was awesome. 1 to 10, bro. What are you giving this?
I'm giving it about a 9.5.
Yeah, me too.
I
can't
really
think
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
I don't like giving 10s. I reserve the 10s, but I'm tempted to give this a 10. I'm thinking of stuff that I didn't like. I have to watch it again to nitpick it, to break it down. But so I really enjoyed it, man.
It's 10.
Thank you so much, man. I'm Pal Fardo again with Ali Peak. The page is Taglish Network on YouTube and on Facebook. The show was TAMBBAAAAY TV. We also did our Toy-Con thingy where I went around. Check that out also. It's a lot of fun. That's all we got. Adios.